Here's part 3 of our Access to Introduction, our vacation project here. We are on this section where we're going to import a structure without data. And before we do that, you're going to need to download this database. Now, you can't open databases in Google, so when you click on it, it's going to have a download button. And even then, after you click on it, it may give you an error like, hey, I can't scan it. Is this good? And you're going to say download it anyway. So put that in your Access to folder so you're ready to rock and roll here so that we can continue on with this next part. Once you've got that downloaded, let's come back in here again. Be sure everything is closed. That's always good practice. And what we're doing is we're importing the structure of another table. So somebody made a great table that had a bunch of good stuff in it, but I don't need their data. I just need all of their design. Okay, so we're going to use the import wizard again. We're going to go to external data and we are importing it from a database. So we're going to go here to access. Now, for this particular one, after we browse and grab this one, which is the Access to Intro Specials, it says on here, what do you want to do? Import tables, queries, and form. That's what we want. We want to import the table. We're going to hit OK. And then in here, if I click on the specials table and hit OK, I'm also going to get all of their other stuff. I don't want that. So you're going to have to hit the options button over here. And you're going to have to tell it, we only want the definition, not the data, just the definition. If you do this, you're going to end up with data, just the definition. Okay. The rest of this you can leave alone. We're going to press OK. And then that's it. And you should now see a specials table that's already set up that has all of this information already set up for us. So the short text, the input mask, all of this stuff is already created and we didn't have to go to the trouble of creating that information. Okay, so that's that. So you should have an empty table if the structure is set up properly, and we're going to enter one record. So in here, we're going to put Z1 half off, and we're going to type in 50 for a 50% discount. So that's what that should look like. Okay, great. I'm going to save this and close this table. Now we're going to test our field properties. So let's go to the customer entry form. Widen this out so we can see it better. Customer entry form. And again, we want to make sure our captions are displaying. So do we see first, space bar, last, space bar, and vacation package? That's good. Let's go ahead and try to enter Donald Duck. So let's type in Donald and Duck. And we're going to type in Fun Day -2. Okay. Now you may not know it, but we don't have one called that, right? So now I'm done and I click off of it and I'm going to go to the next one. And then it says, whoa, hey, you cannot edit or change a record because a related record is required in vacations, because in vacations, we don't have a vacation called Fun Day 2. Okay. And if you hit the X here, or you say, okay, you're going to get stuck in a loop. Like if you try to do other things or whatever, you're going to get stuck in a loop. So your best bet when this happens is just to press escape, and that lets you start back over. Okay, so we're going to press escape and we are going to put Donald Duck in. However, it may skip your customer numbers up here, so don't freak out if it does that. And we're going to assign him Mountain -1. We know that one because we just put that one in there. Okay, so that should be good. And we click and we would go to next and we're good to go. Although, like I said, it skipped a number and it does that sometimes, so don't stress. Okay, so that's in there. Now we're going to open up the new package entry form, the other one, which has the connections in it. And we just want to make sure our input mask is working on the first field, which it should be, and that your caption appears properly on here. So we can see vacation spacebar ID. And that the default value of N appears. So let's go ahead to our new record as if we're adding a new one and look at all of those. So if I click in here, there's my input mask. I have my default value of N, and vacation ID is 2 words. So we're good to go on that one. Okay, join me in the next part and we will talk about creating a query and report from this information.